सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम ब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः समस्त गुरूणां देवतानाम् अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं समस्त सनातनधर्मभक्तसंस्थापकानां शत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजयप्राप्त्यर्थं श्री मेधासूक्तस्य पारायणं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणं लेट अस डू मेधा सूक्त पारायणं as we started yesterday for 4 days, and it's good that the first shanti mantra of this medha suktam is from this Taittiriya Upanishad only, in which we are asking the Lord to give us such medha that we always remember the truth reality and are able to contemplate and reach out. It's a very useful this medha suktam. Let us do Om Atha Medha Suktam. Om Yaschandasam Vrashabho Vishwarupaha छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया विहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम मेधा देवी जुषमाणा न आगात् विश्वाचे भद्रासु मनस्य माना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्तान् बृहद्वदेम विदथे सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषिर्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्री ऋतत्वया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविणो न मेधे मेधां म इन्द्रो दधातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधां मे अश्विनावुभावा दत्तां पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु च या मेधा गन्धर्वेषु च यन्मनः दैवीं मेधा सरस्वती सा मां मेधासुरभिर्जुषताग स्वाहा आमां मेधासुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या ऊर्जस्वती वयसा पिन्वमाना सा मां मेधासु प्रतीकाजुषन्ताम् मयि मेधां मयि प्रजां मयि अग्निस्तेजो दधातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजा मयि इन्द्रियं ददातु मयि मेधां मयि प्रजा मयि सूर्यो भ्राजो दधातु। ॐ हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंसः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदा ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओमथ शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवीद्वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ प्रथमोऽनुवाकः। ॐ ब्रह्मविदाप्नोति वरं तदेशाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा विपश्चिते ते तस्माद्वा एतस्मादात्मन आकाश सम्भूतः आकाशाद्वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरावः अद्भ्यः पृथिवी पृथिव्या ओषधयः ओषधीभ्योऽन्नम् अन्नात् पुरुषः स वा एष पुरुषोऽन्नरसमयः तस्येदमेव शिरः अयं दक्षिणपक्षः अयमुत्तरपक्षः अयमात्मा इदं पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Salute to Parabrahma Tattva. Salutations to Shruti Mata, to all the Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Gurus, Rishis and Munis. Saluting to the Devatas whose Upasana we do. Salutations to our own Gotra Rishi and our own Gurus who are guiding us on this path of spirituality. Special salutations to Sri Vedavyasa Bhagavan, Sri Vaishampayana Rishi, Agnivalkya Rishi, and also our Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavan, the Bhashyakara. Few of the understandings. First is what? We have come as human beings. As a human being, we can do and achieve so many things. But among them, what is the ultimate thing that can be achieved? This question should come to us. And an answer to this question, if it is that anything of the world, then our understanding level is little lesser. If we understand that among all that can be achieved as a human being, the greatest is the Paramatma, the, the Atma Jnana or Anubhava, and then our intellect is working properly. Therefore, when as a human being, among so many things, the best thing I can achieve, why I should not achieve that? Why I should not go for it? If this question and answer is, therefore I will go for it. If this is happening in us, then our intellect is really grown up and matured. Added to that, two more things are what? Ki anything other than this Paramatma achieved is again taken away, is again limited, is again not permanent. It can be even up to becoming the Brahma Deva or Indradi Deva. If those positions also are not permanent, what to talk about any achievement positions in this mere earth or the world? This is what should be the second thought. These two lead therefore to the third one is what? This human life is an opportunity given by the Lord only to reach to the Lord. No other purpose is the purpose of human life, even though the possibilities are there. Possibilities are plenty. But just because so many things possible doesn't mean that we should do. A knife, you can cut others' throat or the hand or anything. Doesn't mean we do that. Knife is only to cut vegetables. You have to limit the utility of the knife to the main purpose for which it is rightly used, though it can be used for many things. So to the money can be misspent on hundreds of things. But the best way of using the money or artha is only for the dharma purushartha. So though it can be spent for so many, we should know the best way to spend it and limit that money for that utilization only. Same is with the entire human life. As a human life, we can go and achieve the Artha Purushartha, we can try and achieve the Kama Purushartha, we can sustainingly, continuously live in Dharma Purushartha. But for this, the life is not. It's not the only thing with human life that are possible to be achieved. The highest is the moksha. Only human can achieve it. I am human being. Therefore, through bhakti and jnana, achieving the mukti is the only purpose for which Bhagavan has given me my human life. Therefore, I also must accept it like that. With this conviction, lot of things are sorted out. With this conviction. If the conviction has not come, we'll be again and again hanging in this world only with all the external attractions, things, etc. But once we are convinced about it, then each of them slowly starts getting receded. Second thing is what after this key, it is me only who have to struggle all the while till I reach the goal of spirituality. This second conviction also equally important. It is me alone who will have to reach to that ultimate thing. Everybody may help, but the one to try and to reach is me only. I'll take your help, Guru's help, God's help, everybody's help I will take. But I am the one who have to try and I am the one who have to reach. This is a second conviction. If it is not there, then sincerely, genuinely taking the responsibility of sadhana, we don't do sadhana. Our minds will be waiting for someone to do something and then something will happen. If that was the case, not long back it would have happened. Long back somebody should have pushed us and we have gone into spiritual goal. And it won't happen also as long as we go on waiting for somebody to do something. Anybody what they have to do, they are already doing. We need not tell them, we need not wait. If at all somebody is not doing with responsibilities, it is me only. Therefore, after discovering that spiritual goal is the only purpose of human life, second is I only have to do that. After this one comes now the third thing. The third is what is the instrument and what its preparation to reach to that. So the instrument is the inner antakarana and the preparation of the antakarana as we speak in the yoga bhasha is bringing it to the ekagra bhumi. With the Muda Bhumi ka, the Buddhi or Chitta will always be in the sleepy mode. In the Kshipta Bhumika, it will always be in the Artha Kama. Even though I am convinced that my human life is only for Paramatma Prapti, even though I am convinced I only have to do the sadhana, it doesn't mean that straight away we will be able to do. Why? It depends on the position of the instrument. Instrument is Antakarana. Now, if it is in that Mudha and Kshipta Bhumikas, means always in the state of inability to think or contemplate. That's called Mudha Bhumika. And also, it is always brooding, worried about The worldly things only, whatever they may be. Technically, it's called as Manorajyam in Vedanta Bhasha. Kshipta Bhumika in the Yoga Bhasha. सुबह उठने से रात में सोने तक where is my mind entertaining about everything other than Bhagwan. This is the Kshipta Bhumika we will be, even though we study Vedanta. That study is only in the class. Even in the class itself, how much time we are concentratedly listening with Ekagra Bhumika? बहुत कम. Maximum time is Kshipta, going here and there. After the class, तो it is not at all available to us. कहाँ भाग गया और अच्छी तो पता ही नहीं है. And we are just slave for the mind's wanderings. Like the kutta. If you attach to the kutta so much, then wherever it takes you, you go there. So to the child you are attached to. The child pulls you to go this place, that place. We follow. It is we who have to command the child and dog where to go. It is we who have to command the chitta where to go. If that's not happening, it's called a Kshipta Bhumi. Even with efforts, we try to bring the chitta to our own work. Again and again it runs. That is called as the Vikshipta Bhumi. As long as we are in this mode, neither our coming to class nor our study of Shastra becomes fruitful at all. Why? Because the mind itself is not focused actually to understand what is said. Both the goal and the purpose and the means, sorry. अब गोल और मीन्स ही क्लियरली सुने ही नहीं, हम समझे ही नहीं, तो हम कब करें साधना? The Vikshipta Bhumika doesn't allow our knowledge regarding goal and means stable. It goes on taking us into the worldliness. Therefore, the fourth is what? By that Viveka and Vairagya, Parapara Vairagya, as we are studying nowadays, we have to bring our mind to the pure single pointedness. And in that single pointedness, Ekagra Bhumi, only this. See, I have to do my spiritual sadhanas as taught to me by my Guru and Shastra. To reach the goal indicated by the Shastra, that is Paramatma Prapti, which is the purpose of human life, which I am convinced about. Just like in any driving, I am driving my car with the car fully in my control on the road which takes me to the destination which I am convinced about. The destination I have to reach, this road I have to follow, I have to master or control the car, and I should properly drive continuously till I reach the destination. So, till I reach the destination of Aham Brahmasmi Anubhava, I drive the car of my own life on the road of this spiritual sadhana with full command till I reach the destination. This type of full understanding and practice of it without compromising for any reason is called as we are in the single pointed mode of spiritual sadhana called as Ekagra Bhumi. That person will never initiate anything which distract him from the Paramatma Anubhuti. Anything out of prarabdha or obligations, even they come, minimum he will involve in them to clear off that prarabdha or obligation. Again, he's back only onto his sadhana. If this way when we do, then only the new prarabdhas are not created, existing are anyway getting exhausted, but these two are not important. The important is we are consistently in the path of being introverted, in the path of in that contemplation. Then only the theoretical knowledge starts becoming practical, in which we really start visualizing the world to be actually imagination and projection and unreal. The substratum, the reality is behind, and that is though which was earlier appearing to be abstract. In fact, that alone is real. The world is, though appearing was real, actually it has no independent existence at all. This type of deeper convictions. Thereafter, instead of being one with the truth, how I am getting lost in the untrue upadhis, this type of jignasa will be born inside. After that only, Through this Pancha Kosha Viveka, one kosha we understand. While understanding only, we understand that it is an object, not me, the subject. Therefore, not only I need not to be identified with it, even catering it to its needs also only should be minimum. Because I stay in that house, I'll take care of that house. That's it. More than that, if to the house, if I go on changing the paintings, changing interiors, exteriors, all that looks good, but then the whole life is spent only on that. We have not come to stay in the house only to decorate the house. Staying in the house is only first step. Beyond that, we have to achieve so many other things. In the same way, so many other things with regard to the outer house example. Within ourselves also, not only in the house of Annamaya, but all the koshas we are here not to identify with them, not to fulfill their demands, not to cater to their endless requirements. We have to keep on limiting them. Our attention should be only in realizing the self. This type of deeper convictions will come. Then only we will devalue the Panchakoshas, having understood them as it is given to us in this Upanishad. In that evaluation of them only, the real self we can value, and accordingly it starts revealing to us. First, as a strong conviction that the self alone is real, everything else is superimposed on it. After that conviction, when with that conviction, added with that Shubha Ichha, that Atma Anubhuti I must have. When we sit for meditation, there we, because we have already decided to go beyond the Panchakosha, easily we will be able to go. If all these processes are not done, and still we have strong reality given, identity expressed toward the Panchakosha, then though we attempt for meditation, because our value and identity given to Panchakoshas, they will pull us from that meditational attempts. They will not allow us. Like when you give that permission to your nagging child, he will go on nagging you when you are doing some work. But when you strongly warn him, you just shut up, go, I'm doing my work, don't disturb me. When you strongly tell, then that fellow will not disturb you and you can do your work without disturbance. In the same way, when I know with all intellectual analysis and understanding that I am not the Panchakoshas and identity with Panchakoshas is limiting me to be a jiva, to suffer the life of karma and karma phala, therefore I must rise above it. All these things when thoroughly convinced. Let it take its own time. एक एक को एक एक समय लगता है. There is no comparison between two sadhakas. So don't compare with others. Your own life you look into. Within yourself only. Whatever the time you need to give, give. And when we come to the conviction, living life at Panchakosha level is bandhanam, rising above it the moksha, at every and any cost and price or effort, I'll transcend it. In these convictions only, the attempts on the seat of meditation become fruitful in taking us beyond each of the kosha. If this clear theoretical knowledge is not there with us with full conviction, we are only groping darkness. We have no conviction of goal, nor the conviction of the means, nor the conviction of what is binding us, nor the conviction of how to get rid of us, how get rid of those bondages. Then what sadhana is there? It's not at all sadhana. When it is not sadhana, how can the siddhi come? Our Shastra Adhyanam, especially Upanishads with Bhashya, tries to help us out in clear understanding of all these things. Read, study Upanishad with Bhashya. 1 round, 2 rounds, 3, 4, 5. As many rounds it is required, let us study for till that purpose is achieved. In that achievement of the purpose, as we started telling from the beginning, that the human life's purpose is to know that self. Therefore, my purpose of life is only to realize the self, no other thing. Yet, I have to prepare the antakarana, I have to know the process, I have to keep on doing that process, and in that completion of the process, I can discover that I have reached to the expected, planned, desired, wanted destination. So, by the Rishi Muni Guru Devata Parampara, may we all be fully equipped in this knowledge with full conviction that single pointedly we are going towards our goal. So, in this Taittiriya Upanishad, which we have taken up for our study, we have seen the Prathama Anuvaka, Prathama Valli talking about variety of upasanas, which themselves, if sincerely done, would have sorted out so many of the unwanted things in our life. Then when we took up the second Valli, Brahmananda Valli, in the Prathama Anuvaka itself, we were given the Sutra Rupa Vakya of Brahmavida Apnoti Param. And then to quote the Rigveda mantra, uh, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is explained. Not only that, the Rigveda mantra also said, whoever discovers that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma in the cave of his heart, Nitam Guhayam, he will enjoy the joy of involving with all upadhis by everyone at one go in all the objects of the world. Let us understand in our understandable language. Language is not important. The final thought, are we clearly catching it or not? So, soshnute sarvan kaman sa brahmana vipashchiteti. Okay. Now, this is actually thing which mean the both the Yajurveda mantra, Brahmana, Rigveda mantra of the mantra I wanted to say. They have told us. But to do that sadhana, we have to start from where we are. Where we are in this world of Panchabhutas. Therefore, we have to be explained that from that Paramatma only these Panchamahabhutas have come. So, these are all to be realized, to be felt very strongly in us. And what helps us in understanding all that is already told analysis of the Brahman to be Satyam Jnanam Anantam. All that was intellectual exercise. In that intellectual exercise of trying to understand the Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam with the exhaustive elaborate Bhashyam of Bhagavan Shankara, what is achieved is everything other than Brahman is Asatyam and Jadaprayam and Santam. Therefore, basically the value given to everything should go away after understanding this. Yet, what we see now today in the world of Panchakoshas, they have to be answered. Answer is so obvious to a person who understands the first portion. What is the obvious answer? When Satyam Jnana Anantam Brahma alone is real, then we are seeing the Akasha Adi, then they must definitely come from that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, which is Atma. Therefore, tasmadvai tasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha. That sambhutaha we explained, it is not the akasha created, but manifested, imagined, projected. That is the power of mind. That is the power of Maya. Already we have told in various texts also. In that parampara, with each of the guna added, up to Prithvi, it was taught to us. Then the next sequence is from the Prithvi came the Oshadis. From the Oshadis came the Anna. From the Anna Rasa, the Purusha came. Which Purusha? That Purusha whom you are holding on as Atma today. And when we tell you straight away to drop that, we will not be able to drop it immediately. Therefore, for the sake of, slowly guiding us, that Annamaya Purusha which we take as Atma, श्रुति ऑल्सो सेइंग ठीक है बेटा जो अन्नमय आत्मा कह रहे हो ना उसको आत्मा मान लो और समझ तो लो ना वो किससे बना. See, Annat Purusha is so important. That Purusha which I am considering as me, the Deha, ye Anna se bana. Immediately the next line was so important. What is that? Sava Esha Purusha Anna Rasa Mayaha. This is so important a thought. If we miss it, we miss the entire, the first step only of the sadhana. So this Anna Purusha, Annamaya Purusha, is Anna Rasamayaha. अन्न के रस से ही शरीर बना. अन्न के रस से अन्न रसमय So, on the Parabrahma, the Panchabhutas are projected. In the Panchabhutas, last one is Prithvi. From that is Anna came. Therefore, this is projected on the Atma, Paramatma, or it is not at all actually real there. This type of thought should start coming to us. Even though we are experiencing variety of the perceptions by being in the Deha, yet through the study of the Upanishad sequence, if you are able to understand that this Sharira is made of the Anna Rasamaya, it is a hatman to me, I stay in that much only its relation with me. If these thoughts start coming, then the purpose of Upanishad of explaining Annamaya Kosha will be served or understood by us. To become more specific, this Annamaya Kosha, which we are taking as Atma now, is explained as a Pakshi. Pakshi Sadrushya. Tittiri bird Sadrushya. And this is what contemplation. And what is achieved through that experiment or exercise or contemplation is what? Keep the Titri bird here, keep Annamaya here. वो भी ये भी दोनों एक ही तरह के हैं. So when the Titri bird is not me, how can this Annamaya be? Keep, matlab, this is how we have to, that iron and the fire, when they have come so close that we are not able to see the separateness between them, in the same way, the Atma, the Annamaya Kosha, have so closely got knit that we are not able to separate them easily. That separation is slowly initiated by this process. Only then, slowly by detaching from one by one kosha, that Brahman, which is antaratama to all these koshas, we can reach. First in intellectual understanding, second on the contemplative meditative seat through experience also. Sometimes to transcend one kosha, it may take 2-3 lives. But doesn't matter, at least baat to ban raha hai na. See, we are no more in vagueness. कि खाना बनाने में टाइम लगता है, लेकिन क्या बनाना है एक क्लैरिटी आ गया, तो दैट itself is sorts out all the vagueness. Then it's a question of process. Naturally, it takes its time for the process. In the same way, process may take time, doesn't matter, but we are without any vagueness or non-clarity. We are very clear now. One kosha we have to detach from saying it to be Atma to the understanding that it is Anatma. लगने दो टाइम. बात क्या होता है ना, to listen in one sentence that I am not Panchakosha is one thing, but it has no consequence at all in our sadhana or the life. But genuinely, I have to thoroughly understand it intellectually as well as practically. Also, I have to recognize myself beyond the Panchakosha. To that person who is having this sincerity, all these exercises essential. If he does it, it will give its benefit also. Consequence result, though, we need not say that once we transcend the Annamaya Kosha by detaching from it, the entire Jagrada Avasthas, samsara goes away from us. That's a byproduct. Main product is not that. Main product is to reach the Brahman. So the Pakshi Sadrushya, Pakshi has got Shiraha, so Tasya Idameva Shiraha, Ayameva Shiraha. That Pakshi has got the right wing, I am Dakshina Pakshaha, the right Bahu. Then Pakshi has got the left wing, I am Uttara Pakshaha, so Uttara Bahu or the left hand. Then the Pakshi has the central portion, that is called its Atma. Therefore, I am Atma, the central entire portion is the Atma. So the Shira explained right hand, left hand, middle portion. Then it has got, it was Pucham. Also here also Pucham Pratishtha. I am Pucham Pratishtha. So by this what is said, if we really are sincere in the study, Satyam Jnanamananta Brahma explained, that is found to be as our own Atma intellectually. From that Atma only, though that is the goal, we are now in the Panchakoshas, and the Panchakoshas are made from Panchamahabhuta. Through the proper understanding, all these have to be transcended. How to do? From that Pancha Atma Vastu only, these Panchamahabhutas came, and from the Annarasamaya only, the Deha is made, and Deha has got like the Pakshi. These are the things. In this exercise, subtly what is achieved? We are becoming the knower of the Deha, like we are a knower of the, what do you say, the Pakshi. Pakshi knower is not Pakshi, then how can Deha knower is there? Deha? That conviction will come. It is always easy to say that I see the Pakshi, I am not so, I see the pot, I am not pot, I see buffalo, I am not buffalo. Because I am buffalo, I am Pakshi, a practice we have never done. But अहम देहोस्मि practice we have done from millions of lives. इसलिए इसको छोड़ना मुश्किल होता है. इसलिए through the examples, first intellectually we are given an idea. And if that idea we like it, then we have to practice it. It's all practice. At the time of practice, it is so difficult because like we travel in the car for 30 odd years. Suddenly car छोड़ दो बोले तो मुश्किल होता है that person. स्कूटर में जाओ कहें बस चढ़ो. How can I go? He will say. Like you have trained your stupid children to travel in car and all because of your useless riches. Suddenly one day you tell अरे जा रहे तू बस में. वो बोलता मैं कैसे जाऊँ पापा? In the same way, we lived life like aham dehosmi. Suddenly, if it is said like the buffalo or the pakshi, you are not the deha because they are not you, because they are known by you. How can I be like that? It happens. But this is how we have to sort out. Slowly, first intellectual convictions. Process should be very delicate, very sweet, daily thoda thoda. Like every day, remember Pakshi. Every day, remember Deha. See the Sadrushya. Do it only for some days. Then introduce the thought. Are, when I see the Pakshi, when I am seeing it, I am not that. When I am conscious of this Deha, I am also not this. पहले possibility को introduce करना पड़ता है. Then efforts to make it possible. पहले तो पॉसिबिलिटी को ही हम स्वीकार नहीं करते कि मैं देह से अलग और कुछ हो सकता हूं. I can't live without that only. That is called addiction. I told you, we are addicted to be Dehosmi. We are addicted to all the Panchakosha Ahamasmi. Now, how much of rehabilitation has to be done for an addicted person to bring him out of that? The whole Upanishadic Jnanam is rehabilitation. We have to go through the treatment. Like that person has to go through the treatment, then he can come out after a few months or years. Now that addiction is no more with me. So too we have to go through for many lives through this treatment of Vedanta, Shravana, etc. to come out of that addiction. This rehabilitation. Spirituality is rehabilitation, sadhana. So just feel, always remember, in a spiritual knowledge, whatever Guru gives or Acharya gives, उसको स्वीकार करके उसके ऊपर पॉन्डर करके वो एसेंस समझने का कर्तव्य श्रोता का होता है. Like when I am taught by my gurus acharyas, it is my job to listen what they said and try to catch the essence of it. They told, no, I have to catch the essence, no? नहीं तो वो ज्ञान कभी मेरे को आएगा ही नहीं. In the same way, whatever we are listening, we have to ponder over it for our own understanding. So, the Satyam Jnana Ananta Brahma is Atma only. It has to be found in the cave of the heart. But now we are living in the world of Panchamahabhutas. With that made is Panchakoshas. We are caught up in that. So, from that we have to come out. In other way, the Panchakoshas are there. Antaratama is Paramatma. So, to make us reach to that place, delicately, each of the kosha we are made to transcend. And in the delicate process, in the beginning itself, Guru is not rejecting that you are not Atma. You are not Deha. He is telling, you observe your Deha, it is Pakshi Sadrusha, it has got all that. Like Pakshi, I am not the Deha because I am not the Pakshi. This Bhagavan Shankara is not mentioned here. We are trying to understand that the consequence of this exercise should be like this. The consequence of this exercise should be like this, that when I am not the Pakshi, which is seen by me, known by me, how can I be the Deha also, which is seen by me, known by me? Therefore, even though yet I am not able to give up identity with body, that is called as moha. The reason is we have so much of pleasure, sukha, enjoyed through this body from so many lives. That is called as vyamoha. The moha vyamoha doesn't allow us to practice the intellectual conviction. First of all, they don't allow us to get convinced. Even if we convince somehow by being regular to the class and contemplate, yet they don't. Therefore, we have to start slowly treating ourselves from that side, our own self. That's how 24 घंटे इसी साधना में रहना है. क्या सोचने क्या समझने से मैं देह नहीं हूं, ये भाव मेरे अंदर दृढ़ हो जाएगा. क्या करने से, दिस इज कॉल्ड द साधना. That's what they do when they go to the jungle or forest or ashrama throughout the day without any other occupation. What are they doing? Do you think they are sleeping or what? No. This is what the internal exercise they are going on doing, which sorts out like a scientist in his own chamber is not eating and sleeping. He has kept a theme or the goal, is going on inquiring on that, contemplating on that, researching on that. Suddenly one day it flashes to him. In the same way, though the knowledge is vividly given in all scriptures printed in the books, everyone will have to go to the laboratory of his own contemplating seat and he'll have to get that flashed or get that thought received or revealed. मेरा ज्ञान आपको नहीं काम को आएगा, आपका मुझे नहीं आएगा, मेरे को मेरा ही क्या काम को आएगा, आपको आपका है. So each one will have to use this information knowledge for contemplation, through which the purpose for which these are all told, we have to realize. So after this much is heard, what should be our understanding about our own deha? Very important, no? The other way of achieving it is what? I am only the sakshi of this deha. But suddenly sakshi बनने को हिम्मत ताकत नहीं होता, दृष्टा भी हम नहीं बन सकते. इस तरह से आप देखो कि दिस शरीर इज ओनली अन्न रसमय. द अन्न रस केम फ्रॉम द अन्न केम फ्रॉम द ओषधि केम फ्रॉम द पृथ्वी slowly came from these pancha mahabhutas, other four bhutas. In this way we see, we can really objectify them. The dehadi we can objectify. So, up to this we saw, in fact, yesterday. With this, the Prathama Anuvaka concluded. The conclusion of the Prathama Anuvaka is Prithvi Tadapyesha Sloko Bhavati. I am Dakshina Bhakshaha, I am Uttara Bhakshaha, I am Atma, Idam Pucham Pratishtha, Tadapyesha Sloko Bhavati. Okay. What is Pucham? Just 1 minute. Idam iti Nabhehe Adastha. Yat angam tat pucham pratishtha. That whichever is the anga below the nabi is there, pucham. Okay. Why it is called as pratishtha? Because pratitishthati anaya iti pratishtha. Because the entire body is supported by it, like the tail of the bird is supporting the entire body of the bird. So too, in us also, the anga below the nabi is the pratishtha for the entire deha. Therefore, it is called as pratishtha. Then why the pucham? Because adholambana samanyat yataha go pucham. Like the cow's pucha is hanging below, so too because of the sadrishyam, it is called as pucham. Up to this, the sadrishya of the pakshi with the annamaya is set. And mind you, that pakshi also is made of same pancha mahabhutas. This deha also is made up of same pancha mahabhutas. Sequentially, anna rasamaya, let us say, there is no doubt. That is what is explained in the second anuvaka in the beginning. Second anuvaka has two portions. The first portion is a quotation from the Rigveda mantra, wherein about this Annamaya Kosha Pakshi, some more details are given. Second portion talks about this Annamaya Kosha has another thing apart from it, other than it, within it only, permeating it completely as its Atma. Uska naam hai Pranamaya. By studying thoroughly this again Pranamaya Kosha, our attention should be on the Pranamaya, like a physicist. When he has discovered that every matter is made up of atoms, his drishti while seeing everything is on atom only. Though he sees the world, which is so conspicuous, And the atom is not seen by the naked eye, but the intellectual eye is there, no? Understanding. The jnana chakshu to hai unka. With that he will visualize. In Vyavahara, he will deal with the objects as it is to be dealt. But he is not always in his understanding. The thought is there that whatever is seen is nothing but the atoms. Think about it. Without the atom, the so-called the world, whose perception is hiding the atom's drishti from us, can it exist? In the same way, the Annamaya kosha is totally pyramid of Pranamaya. Without Pranamaya, where is Annamaya? Therefore, slowly detach your identity from Prana to the Anna. That is the consequence we have to discover in ourselves. गुरु विल नॉट इंसिस्ट इन चीज़ों को जो बताने थे इंसिस्ट करने से या कहने से हम सेंटिमेंटल इमोशन हो जाकर फील करते हैं कि गुरु इज टेकिंग अवे समथिंग फ्रॉम मी. There is nothing giving or taking. I'm only giving you knowledge. If you gain the knowledge, you grow within. You become deeper. If you don't, it is your choice. Is only, as I told you, Vedanta is not sentiments. It's only intellectual analysis, logical analysis on the base of Shruti. And that when we, within our intellect or the heart, do the contemplation, we will also recognize what the Gurus have recognized. वो लोग अपने गुरुओं ने सेंटिमेंटली बताया इसलिए हमको नहीं बता रहे सेंटिमेंट. गुरुओं का बताया हुआ एक्सपेरिमेंट करके they have experienced it. Therefore, they are telling us to experience through the same experiments of sadhana. It is Satya Anveshana. For the Satya, you only need to do the inquiry and meditation. All other emotions not required. Therefore, they don't tell that way. ऐसी बात है. समझो समझो करो करो नहीं तो नहीं तुम्हारी मर्जी. Anyway, so having said so, we will now enter into our second Anuvaka. Second Anuvakas, the first portion is the quotation from the Rigveda mantra to substantiate what is talked about the Annamaya kosha. In that way, started in the beginning only, in the second Valli, ki Brahmavida apnoti param keh diya, and that is substantiated. This Brahmavida apnoti param is called as the Yajurveda Brahmana. To substantiate that, the Rucha mantra, the Rigveda mantra is quoted. That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam onwards up to Soshtude Kaman Sarvan iti. Saha Brahmana Vipashita. Up to that, all that is the Rigveda Brahmana. For Rigveda mantra for the Yajurveda Brahmana. So together you have to study in that way. Here also, after telling us the Annamaya kosha, in that the Yajurveda Brahmana, the Rigveda mantra is quoted to substantiate it. Very, very good, very important. Now first let us chant the second Anuvakam. We can announce and conclude that the first Anuvaka is studied. But till the Upanishad is studied, till we reach to Brahma Anubhava, these things will be repeatedly referred. Because we should always be aware what we are studying, what is the connection. Then only our knowledge becomes पक्का ना. भूल नहीं सकते हम. पूरा सारा उपनिषद को एक ही दृष्टि से हमको समझना पड़ता है. इसलिए रेफर करते ही जाएंगे. Now second one, let us say Atadvitiyonuvaakaha. By God's grace, though we took good amount of time, try to understand. An attempt is made, whether we have thoroughly understood or not. We can really feel happy that we tried. We gave some time. More devotion to Guru and Shruti Mata, more intense sincerity that I must know at every cost, more of giving time if we would have done it, and the understanding would be pakka by now. Anyway, in this first attempt, at least we have learned that we can try. To try more and more, definitely it will come to us. Now, the second Anuvaka we are beginning today. Om Athadvitiyo Anuvakaha. Om Annadvai Prajaha Prajayante. Yah Kascha Pruthiviga Shritaha. Atho Anne Naiva Jivanti. Athainadapi Antyantataha. Annagam hi bhutanam jeshtam tasmat sarvaushadhamuchyate sarvam vai tennamapnuvanti yennam brahmopasate annagam hi bhutanam jeshtam तस्मात् सर्वौषधमुच्यते अन्नात् भूतानि जायन्ते जातान्यन्नेन वर्धन्ते अद्यतेत्ति च भूतानि तस्मादन्नं तदुच्यत इति तस्माद्वा एतस्मादन्नरसमयात् अन्योऽन्तर आत्मा प्राणमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविधताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्राण एव शिरः व्यानो दक्षिणः पक्षः अपान उत्तर पक्षः आकाश आत्मा पृथिवी पुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. All this is second Anuvaka. Now, like the first Anuvaka, Brahmaidapnodvaram, इतना exhaustive commentary था समझाने के लिए. For the second and third Anuvakas, not so detailed, but as much as it is required. First, from the Moola Mantra, we will see the literal meaning. Then, with the Bhagavan's Bhashya, one by one sentence, word, we try to understand. And be in that positive, good mood of wanting to understand, for that, ready to put the efforts. And then feel that understanding inside. Feel the joy. Aha, now I understood. This is our Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha. Like we understood regarding Brahma Vidapnoti Param, we understood Yovedanitam Guhayam, we also understood Soshnude Sarvan Kaman, and most importantly, the Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. See, in any field, spiritual or non-worldly, Jnanam itself gives a trupti. If that Jnanam is implemented, the trupti or happiness is double. And if that Jnanam is implemented till the consequence or the purpose of that Jnanam is achieved is, it will be much, much more joyful. यहाँ भी वही बात. This effort and enjoyment of gaining the knowledge is called as Sattvika Sukha. Joy through the pleasures of the objects is Rajasika Sukha. And sleep and lethargy, laziness ka Sukha is Tamasika. We have to start enjoying the Sattvika Sukha of gaining the knowledge. And for that, you have to come away from the earlier two layers. The Tamasika Sukha is called as Muda Bhumika. The Rajasika Sukha is called Kshipta and Vikshipta Bhumika. We have to rise above that. Those who have risen above, they are pursuing spirituality. That's what we see the people around. Those who have not risen above, they are still in the Kshipta mode of Vikshipta, running into the world only, getting pleasure from Nidra and Bhoga. We are also example for that. So let us come to the Ekagar Bhumika or Chittasya Sattvika Vritti Pravaha Sthiti, in which we are struggling and putting effort to understand. We are enjoying that understanding. Then implement that understanding for sadhana, then the siddhi is achieved, and that is ultimate. So we have to slowly, train slowly takes a track. There is a going on. Suddenly at one station the track changes. When the track changes, instead of going in that direction, it goes into the other. So that is destination. So too through the Upanishads, we have to change our track, which was going on happening of the Kshipta mode of Vikshipta or the Nidra Sukha and Indriya Sukha to suddenly the Jnana Sukham track. If we can go into that track, we are growing spiritually. Such person is regular for the classes, sincere and serious in doing his homework, and notes the knowledge gained. Doubts if at all there, he asks the Guru. He is in that track only. In an ashram of 20-30 disciples, whoever Pancha students are of this type, Guru's given knowledge is received by them. Other also stay for the same 5-10 years along with these fellows, but they never came to that track of gaining knowledge. There was superficially some information they gather, and the other two things only predominant in them. When they go into the world, they'll continue that only. Now, Guru you can't name. Guru gave knowledge to both same. Somebody received, somebody not received. Same way in our life also. We have to imagine or think or conceive the idea of coming into the track of enjoying the jnana prapti through the ekagra bhumika. And we have to maintain that. That doesn't mean that in one day or one class through ekagra bhumi we got the knowledge. Every day it will be like that. And what prarabdha will trouble us, what sort of wrong food taken takes us into the Shipta mood. We have to be aware and we have to avoid all of them and always maintain this mood of Shastra Shravanam, Chintanam, Avagahana, Dhyana, Anubhava. इसी में रहना बाकी कहीं में नहीं फंसना. That we have to do for ourselves. It is not mentioned anywhere here, but this is how we help ourselves in gaining knowledge, using knowledge, realizing the purpose of that knowledge. हो गया. Now the literal meaning में क्या है? We'll spend few minutes for that today. Tadapesha shloka bhati. Tadapi means in this context of explaining the Annamaya Kosha, its arrival and its expression, Sadrishyada with Pancha Kosha, with a Panchi, Pakshi, ki Tadapi Esha shloka bhavati. To this explanation of Annamaya Kosha, in the Yajurveda Brahmana, there is a Rigveda mantra. Esha shloka bhavati. Rucha is there. What is that? The thing is, where is it? Annadvaihi prajaha prajayante. Indeed, from the Anna only, all the praja born things are born. Ya kahascha prithvigashritaha, without sparing everything. So by saying so, this particular body ours is something special and unique. That notion is made to be dropped. You are not the only one born from the Anna. All the beings on the earth are born from the Anna only. When all are born from Anna, how this is special? When this is not special, then why do you identify only with this? Like in the home, it is your son. But when he is in the school and you are the teacher of that class, how can you have any speciality? All are students only. Is it not? Your son also is a student there in the same school. Therefore, you have to treat him equally. Why special? वो गलत किया उसको भी पनिशमेंट देना. वो मार्क ठीक तरह एग्जाम नहीं लिखा तो उसको फेल करना ही पड़ता है. अच्छा किया तो यू पास हिम आउट. इज देयर एनी डाउट? इन द सेम वे व्हेन देयर इज नो स्पेशलिटी टू दिस देह, ऑल जैसे अन्न रस से आए हैं वो ये भी आया है. देन व्हाई आर यू होल्डिंग ऑन टू? You know, this information we never got. That's called as ignorance. Even if we got, we don't want to understand. That is called as moha. Even we understand, still we don't want to give up our dehatadhatmya. That's called vyamoha. These are the shackles we have to break. That's called spirituality. Otherwise, intellectual knowledge remains as it is. We continue living life only as Dehosmi. Then we blame the Guru and Shastra. आपने जो बताया हम ब्रह्मास्मि हुआ ही नहीं मेरे को. अरे होता थोड़ी है, उसको करना पड़ेगा तुमको. सो याह काह च पृथ्वी श्रिताः भूतानि अन्नाद्वै प्रजाः अन्नाद्वै प्रजायन्ते. So annadvai prajah prajayante yaha kascha prithviga shritaha. Whatever are there, the beings on the earth, all of them are from the Anna only. Prajayante means born out of. Praja means the prajas, all of them. Okay, athaha, not only that, athaha, annena eva jivanti. Not only they are born out of Anna, as long as they are alive, they are living only because of Anna. Don't brush aside this knowledge as so simple it is obvious. Knowledge is simple and obvious, but the consequence is important. To achieve to a consequence, this simple looking knowledge is given. अये धर्म सत्य का पालन करना चाहिए. It is 1,000 times we have heard it. But how we take it so lightly and brush it aside. The point is not that सत्य धर्म जीना चाहिए. Really जीने से जो consequence होता है in your own life of purity, of security, of respect from the society, they are important. But those things we don't understand. Therefore, these sentences we don't value and we say कि मेरे को पता है. Consequence is important. And you can see in this second Anuvaka, same thing Guru Maharaj, Shruti Mata, एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार बोलते हैं. हमको हंसी मजाक आता है, कितनी बार क्यों बोल रहे हो इतने सिंपल चीज को? अरे भैया, ये बोलने बात सिंपल है, आई नो, बट द कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ इट विच आई एम नॉट टेलिंग, बट आई एम हिंटिंग एट यू, आर यू रीचिंग और नॉट? Like the Nachiketa. When he asked his father, Kasmat mam, Kasmai mam, Pradasati, Kasmai mam, Ditiyam, Trutiyam Hovach. When he asked two, three, four times, what father said is okay later on, Mrutyavetva Dadami. But in the mind of the child, what is the purpose of asking so many times? The purpose is what? Ki, I am also your property, you should give me also in dana. When you give me in dana, therefore you are not attached to me. Is it not because of your attachment to me that you are protecting all good cows, giving only bad cows in danam, by which your yajna is getting disturbed? Consequence of Nachiketa. The father did not understand because he was overpowered by his attachment to son. Now the Maya worked in such a way, positive manner, to the son to whom he attached. Him only he cursed, go to death. For the son's sake only he was doing that mistake. Attachment, son's sake attachment. उसी को कहा मृत्य में त्वा ददामि. The son said, okay, I will go. No, these are all very sublime things when we think, understand. That understanding helps in our own heart for having a clear-cut understanding. So, annadvai prajaha prajayante ya kaha cha prutivigashritaha. Don't brush it aside. It's a simple sentence. See the consequence of it. The consequence is what? Therefore, no beings, especially their Annamaya koshas, should be given special preference or importance because all of them are from same Anna. See that? The moment it is done, all the attractions, attachments, because of the Annamaya kosha, slowly start going away. Accordingly, that type of thinking, life which is called bondage, that also goes away. Interesting. So I have to detach from Maya Annamaya Kosha and all Annamaya Kosha in this way. If we study the Upanishad and Bhasha in this angle, definitely we also get to that conviction. But still we have to live that conviction continuously. Till Pancha Koshas are transcended and self is experienced. Remember, any journey is a journey should be continued till the destination is reached without stopping or distracting or going back. Spiritual also, no stop, no distraction or going back, आगे बढ़ते रहना गम्य स्थान या डेस्टिनेशन को पहुंचने तक. तो अन्नाद्वै प्रजा प्रजायन्ते, all beings are born out of Anna only. Who are they? Yakaha cha prithvigashritaha, whoever are there on the body. It means not only human but every living being. Then Anna, and after that what happens? Atha annena eva jivanti. As long as they are there because of Anna only. Atha enat api anti atataha enat means this only. Api anti means gachati, antata means toward the end. When anybody body dies, it goes to that only. Same thing will be told today in the evening class by Shukadev ji to Parikshit ji. At the end of the second chapter, after telling about all the Kali and Kali Lakshanas, Ye Parikshit, this body which goes into again the earth, attaching to this body, committing so many sins and crimes and mistakes and the papa and adharma, बताओ काय की दिमाग, काय की नॉलेज है, काय का मेच्योरिटी है? ओ परीक्षित, Please understand. And all those Rajas who did Hangama and whose history now we are studying, they all have ended only in the earth for their sake. For us, they have become an example, good or bad. Okay, but अपने लिए शरीर को जिसको मानकर उन्होंने जीवन पूरा जिया, पाप सारा किया, पृथ्वी को भी हड़प लिया, मैं राजा हूं वगैरह करके उसी पृथ्वी में लय हो गए. Such a powerful thought today, Sri Shukadev ji is going to give through Parikshit ji to us. Same is here. We have to understand that way. Ya kasha pratigishitaha ata enad api anti antataha. Then annagami bhutanam jeshtam. Annam is the important thing for the being. So, tasmat sarva aushadam uchyate. Therefore, Anna is the Oshadi Matra to everything. When we read the Bhashya, that time I will explain it in more detail. So, Annagami Bhutanam Jeshta means what? It is Anna which should be given importance, not the beings. Therefore, grow the Annam more and more, beings will naturally sustain. One point. Second is, Tasmat Sarva Oshadam Uchyate. Annam is the Oshadi for everyone. Why? It is removing the disease of hunger. From this only Bhagavan Shankara says in our what's that? Sadhana Panchakam. Shudvyadhischa chikitsatam pratidinam bhiksha ushadham bhujyatam. No, the subtlest meaning is what here? Annam is an aushadhi for the disease of hunger of the body. And do you take any of the medicine because it is tasty too much? Or will you say that I don't like this medicine, therefore I will not take? In the same way, Annam should be taken as an औषधि for the body's maintenance. जितना चाहिए उतना. देखो नहीं लेना भी गलत है, ज़्यादा देना भी गलत है. See, these are the consequences of this mantra. This is the way we limit our relation with the Deha. In that limitation, we will only maintain the body in such a way that we are able to live in it healthily. And our living in the body is to know the self, not to get identified with the body. This knowledge has to become our experience. और यह कहीं दिखता नहीं बाहर हो, ये अंदर की बात है. It's an inner transformation. So like I am in this body, I know I am not permanent. This body is made up of Anna. They will keep giving Anna to this body as an Oshadi to remove the disease of the hunger. That's it. More than that, I should not have any relation with the body, through the body to anybody. Otherwise, I will be samsara. I cannot go inside into the next koshas and reach the Parabrahma. And the moha vyamoha is such what, as long as without intellectual knowledge we understand, accept the or identify the body as aham, endlessly the body's desires, diseases, cravings will go on pushing me from one life to the other. चलता ही रहेगा ऐसे ही. सीजन्स आते रहेंगे, उसके अनुसार से आपका भोजन बदलता रहेगा, कपड़े बदलते रहेंगे, पंखे फैन एसी बदलता रहेगा, जिंदगी उसी में रहेगा फिर. दैट इज कॉल्ड संसार. Where is sadhana there? Where is the attempt to go beyond pancha koshas and discover self? That's what we were doing so far throughout our life. The moment we wake up from the sleep till we sleep, only catering to the demands of अन्नमय कोश. कोई भी कुछ भी कर रहा है इस कलयुग में, सब अन्नमय के लिए कर रहे हैं. अन्नमय प्राणमय मैक्सिमम. Some to the manomaya. That's it. Then सर्वम ते अन्नम आपनुवंती. फाइनली सब अन्न में चले आते हैं. नो, व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज ये अन्नम ब्रह्म उपासते. नाउ द अन्न शुड बी डन to upasana that it is the Brahman. Annagami Bhutanam Jestam. Why? It is Anna because of which everybody is existing, and Anna has come from Brahma. Tasmat Sarva Aushadam Uchyate. Anna is the Oshadi Matra. And that is Brahma. Annat Bhutani Jayante, Jatani Anyana Vardante, Adyate Atija Bhutan. So everything born from food, stay in the food, go back to the food. 3 times said in the mantra only to say that it is so important. Don't neglect this thought. Finally, Adyate Atija Bhutani. What the definition of the Annam is told here. That which eats and eaten by. Tasmad Annam Taduchyate iti. This is how up to this iti with that Annamaya Kosha is completed. Second portion में तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् अन्नरसमयात्, other than this annamaya, so tasmadva etasmat atmana akasha sambhutah, tasmadva etasmat also will go on continuing with every kosha. So इससे हटकर there is pranamaya kosha. Then tena esha purnaha, with this pranamaya the entire annamaya is purna. Then sabha esha purusha vida eva, actually this purusha is real than the earlier one. Tasya purusha vidatam anvayam purusha vidaha. So this purusha is always there in the annamaya. Annamaya में ये नहीं है तो होगा ही नहीं. Then इसका भी like the pakshi, same way there are 5 bhagas: the head, right hand, left hand or right wing, leg wing, stomach and the pucham, or the atma and the pucham. So of this pranamaya kosha also, tasya prana shir hai, vyana dakshina vaksha hai, apana uttara vaksha hai, akasha atma hai, prithvi pucham hai. Even to substantiate it, again from the Rigveda mantra there is a quotation. Having explained that, again toward the end, the second part of this third anuvaka, inside this pranamaya is there is another manomaya, it will be told. In fact, that manomaya is real atma, not the prana. That mano also has got the shiraha, dakshina paksha, uttara paksha, atma, pucham. उसके अंदर विज्ञान है, उसके अंदर आनंद, यार उसके अंदर परमात्मा. We were not even aware so far that in this way there are 5 layers of personality beyond which Paramatma is there, and each one are stula, 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 sukshma, 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 sukshma. From the sukshma to the stula we fell down in our identity. Through the study, slowly from the stula we go into sukshma, sukshma. Finally, all the panchakoshas are transcended. I discover my essential self. And all the panchakosha, Dveshti, Samashti, all that, as we studied yesterday, Adhyatma, Ramayana, Ityadi, are nothing but projected only on Paramatma. This theory just keep intact. And let's do the process regularly. No problem if it is done slowly. But keep doing then slowly. First, the information will come. It will be very hesitating for us to receive that information. But if we can cross that barrier and use that information for contemplation, then it gives us knowledge. More deeply we do, it becomes conviction. That conviction when we practice Vaki, we can detach from Panchakosha and discover our identity with the Brahman. Therefore, I am that Brahman, Satyam Jnanam Anantam, from whom the Panchamahabhutas and Panchamahabhuta made entire universe is projected. That which is the essence of all Vedanta Shastras, this sentence, that will be understood at that time. So tomorrow when we come, the second Anuvaka, step by step, where the quotation of the Rigveda mantra to substantiate about Annamaya Kosha, he said, that we will see, which is very important. Very beautiful it is. साधना के लिए बहुत बहुत जरूरत है. अन्नाद्वै प्रजा प्रजायन्ते याः काष्ठ पृथिवी स्थिताः अतो अन्येनैव जीयन्ति अतैनदपि अन्त्यन्ततः अन्नगमिः भूतानां ज्येष्ठं तस्मात् सर्वौषधमुच्यते सर्वं वै तेन्नमाप्नुवन्ति अन्नाद्वै भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ति अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ति अद्यते जातान्यनेन वर्धन्ते अद्यते अत्ति च भूतानि तस्मादन्नं तदुच्यते इति. These are all very good things. Don't miss even one class. So first Anuvaka we took more than 2 months. Second Anuvaka only 3 days. आज स्टार्ट किया, कल और परसों हो जाएगा, कल ही हो जाएगा. Each of the Anuvaka maybe 2 or 3 or 4 days ऐसे हम पढ़ते हुए ये दूसरा भी हमारा वाला करेंगे. इन दैट प्राण मनोमय कोश का थोड़ा सा डिटेल्ड होगा. लिटिल सटल द सब्जेक्ट इज, डजंट मैटर. We will repeat it once or twice for a clear understanding. Thank you. Om, 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Paramarusibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namam Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends. Spend some 15 minutes for the study of our Adhyatma Ramayanam. Sorry.